We interrupt this program to bring you Cartoons vs. Cancer, the Cancer Relief Show, starring the Gruppeteer. Given a video camera as a nerdling, he interviews animation stars on his show, but crazy questions are asked during the interview, and it's up to John Dilworth to answer them all. Hello, my beautiful ducklings, it's your friendly Gruppeteer, and I'm back again with Cartoons vs. Cancer, my cartoon relief show.
We wanted to make people fall in love with coffee.
Yeah, oh, what is that sound? To help raise money for whatever is playing on my screen right now. Sorry about that. To help raise money for a friend of mine with cancer. Today we have the creator of Dirty Birdie and Courage the Cowardly Dog, John R. Dilworth. And since he cannot be in the studio with me today, I have trapped him in this jar of dill pickles because I'm just that punny. So, John, thank you for coming on my show today.
Hello! Open the jar so I can breathe.
It doesn't open like that. I didn't know you wanted to breathe. You know, I would have brought a can opener if that was the case.
Open the jar.
Ugh, fine. Always so needy. All right, there's a.
Oh, that's so much better. Thank you, pup.
Oh, wow. Jeez, John. You know, man. Do they have pickle deodorant where you're from?
And not only that, but they have pickled bicarbonate of soda.
Oh, do they?
I prefer.
Yeah, do they have? Oh, so John. One of the things that people remember most about Courage is all the zany, wacky things that Courage met on his farm in the middle of nowhere. One thing I'd like to ask you, if you could have to pick any of the crazy, curly people that showed up on Courage's farm to haunt you for the rest of your life, who would you pick? Like, just...
What do you mean? What do you mean haunt?
Like, for, you know...
What's your definition?
Like the plots they have on the show, like, I don't know, turn you into an eggplant or whatever it is, that forever, you know, looming over you for an eternity.
But is it a good thing or a bad thing? I don't understand.
Well, it depends on the person you pick. I mean, yeah.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't want Freaky Fred to come to my door every bloody day and try to give me a haircut. That I would not enjoy. I mean, well, there's one.
I like.
I mean, at least he's predictable. Right?
Yeah, well, you can.
You know, you'll have a problem with horror where it's unpredictable. Like cats, for instance. Yeah. Cats, you don't know what he's going to come at you with. Mm. I mean, he can give you a hotel room, or he could be an MC at an island and convert you to some kind of, you know, metal trash for some Coliseum spectacle.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather have my horror predictable. So I guess like Jawlust is good too. Mm. I mean, he just wants to blow you up with an unhappy cat.
Yeah.
Maybe you spend your time dodging the cat.
Yeah. I think I'd probably be at the chicken from outer space because like at least my head would still be around. I guess I would forever live on the body of a chicken, but I'd still be around per se.
That's the return.
Yeah.
That's the return. The chicken from outer space, he was converting everybody into aliens. Mm. But the return, he came back as a fully cooked chicken and was looking for a new head. Luckily, he found one.
That's actually for those of you who don't know, the Chicken from Outer Space was originally a short film you made that was actually nominated for an Oscar. Did Cartoon Network see that and say, like, were they just like, hey, we want you to do a show for us? How did that work out? Like, how did Courage come to be?
Well, there wasn't a Cartoon Network at the time. There was another program called What a Cartoon. It was run out of Hanna-Barbera. Now they're defunct. Mm. And originally, I was pitching Dirty Birdie for this program. But the behavior of the Dirty Birdie did not induce confidence with the executives. I mean, there's one thing about repeatable, imitatable bad behavior, and Dirty Birdie has it all, right? Mm. So I pitched them instead the storyboard of the Chicken from Outer Space, and they funded it. So Hanna-Barbera, which was owned by Turner, gave me the money, funded the short film. Mm. And then it was a blast. You know, it was just a great time.
Yeah. One of the things I was actually surprised to learn about you is I think before you made Courage, you did shorts for Sesame Street. Is that right?
Oh, I had a lot of clients. I was very lucky. I did 2 preschool series. They were mini series, but yeah, they were preschool. And one was based on another short film I had made about a yellow man and his purple cat. And Arlene Sherman, who was the queen of this type of thing at Sesame Street, she's also passed on. She was a great supporter of mine, and I was lucky. You can have luck, of course, you can have luck, but you must be prepared, because when it comes a knocking, if you're not prepared, it just moves on by.
It's and for those of you in the comments who would like to ask John a question, just type it in, and we'll probably be happy to answer it. In the meantime, something that was probably inevitable to come up in this interview is the Fog of Courage. Was that a pilot, or was that like just a short film you made? Because I'm kind of unsure.
I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't even think the executives involved knew what it was. I think it was an attempt by one branch of the network to break away and do something they really loved. And it got kind of, jammed up by another branch of the network. So we were able to make the short, but it never got an air date in the United States.
Yeah.
It got stuck in Asia. But it's doing really, really well in the film and the film festival circuits. It broke its 50th film festival. It's a shame that we never went on. But that's politics of cartoon making. It has nothing to do with the product.
It's very, for those who don't know, it's a CGI episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog that, when was it? Was it last year?
I think 2 years ago. Yeah. But I just want to do Courage traditionally.
Yeah.
The network wanted it done in CG, and we went over to Singapore and had it done overseas in Singapore.
Yeah, the style that Courage is kind of done in, like the overly cartoony, the words written out and all the the eyes popping out of the skull. Did you think that translated well to CGI? Was that like hard to do?
Well, it's always hard to do, and I wanted to bring the style of Courage, what I love the most of the golden age of Hollywood cartoons, this vocabulary of behavior, right? I wanted to bring that to the CGI, but we're all limited by our budgets, by their time, by our resources, by other demands, and making anything is a sort of alchemy, because it's never really what it looks like. I mean, it's impossible to describe, really, but we did the best we could, and that's it. That's all we can ever do.
Forgive me for not remembering his name. The voice actor who does Courage, what is his name?
Marty Grabstein.
Yeah, Marty Grabstein. In the original show, a lot of his lines, while he does have talking lines, a lot of his lines are like "oh" and "oh." Was it ever like funny in the recording studio to tell him to just make a whimpering noise and just see where he went with that?
Yeah, Marty is fantastic. I think he screamed for like 1 minute straight in this one episode, and we were all on the floor. I mean, Marty is professional. You work with professionals. You can tell them to do anything, and they do it.
Yeah, he is.
And the thing about Marty, when I saw Marty, he looked like Courage. His eyebrows arc in the same way. So I sort of like cast type.
He and another rest his soul, the voice actor of Eustace has also passed away since the show has done airing. Was it hard to hear that? Was he a very good person to work with?
It was dynamite. It was fantastic. It was just awesome, you guys. Awesome.
His delivery.
Lionel Wilson. Look him up, Lionel Wilson.
He had so much fun, stupid dog and all that stuff.
He was a natural at it. He was an absolute natural.
He was. No one can top. It was. Oh, I just love just watching back some of the stuff he says. it's just a lot. It's a lot of fun. It was probably, was it a lot of fun to just like be in the recording studio for some of like the goofy things that you had to say on the show?
Well, it was. I mean, every stage of the production was a real gas to be a part of. Everyone's professional, of course, and don't forget that there's. I don't know what the perception is about making cartoons, but everything is quite controlled. You have your lines. You want to say your lines in the least minimum takes as possible, because it just work. And there's so much work making a series. You want to reduce that. So you want to try to get everything you can in the first or second take.
Yeah. One of the things that your show is most known for is, the adult themes done very well, not really toned down for the audience. Were there any like that you in specific can remember? Any ideas that you wanted to do on the show and the network was like, oh, that's a little too far, John? Do you remember any?
No, because I tell you why. The matter is, we're professionals. Why spend somebody's time and your own time and money pitching something that is not going to get produced? The only time we had an issue with the network was over skin color of indigenous people of an island. That perhaps the color was too representational, so they asked us to change it. So we changed their color from light brown to purple. There are no purple people living on islands, so we were safe. That was the only time in 104 11-minute cartoons.
And like with some of the stuff you got away with it. That's very impressive. Are there any in particular episodes that you're like very proud of?
Yeah. Well, no. It's I'm just proud that we made them.
In a whole, yeah.
Yeah, all of them. We all tried to approach each cartoon as though it had to be made. I mean, had to be. And I wore myself out, of course, because it was important to me to be able to make the very best cartoon within reason.
Yes.
That I could. And I did break down. So beware.
So yeah, so many people say all the time how much they loved your show, how much it's inspired them to do this and that. Would you have any tips for anybody who wants to get into animation that helped you get along?
I don't know about I don't know anything about that. I don't know who gave me a break. I had to prove myself at every moment. No one gives you a break, really. It's all about what service you can provide. But for me, I think I'm a little bit sensitive to personalities. And I think that if anything, of course, artists can learn to draw well and learn to time well and color well. But I think interpersonal relationships really makes a difference. Because you have to think, why would an executive work with a difficult person?
Yeah.
So you have to really, as part of your arsenal of tools, an artist should learn to be polite, how to get along with others, even with people you don't like. And you see this going on all the time in politics, with government officials. You think that the world is a happy place and everybody gets along, and it's far from that. They're just professional about it. They know how to be polite.
And as a final parting question, as we've mentioned before, courage, you got into the darker parts. A lot of people say now that cartoons can't get away with the same kind of stuff that you could back in the day, or that this is better than that. For me personally, there's no such thing as like this art is better than that art. But would you have anything? Would you have any thoughts on if you think that you can get away with more nowadays or less than you could before?
Well, that would imply a calculation, and I'm not that type. I like the themes that I'm attracted to. I made them in courage. And if I do it again, I will continue with the same themes that I found vital and important, probably more because I'm now, what, 14 years later.
And with that, with those words of wisdom, I'm gonna put the cap back on the pickles.
Oh no!
Yep, you're going back. You're going back on the shelf. And thank you all so much for watching. Please, please, please donate in the link below. Thank you, John, for coming on my show. And I will see you guys later. Thank you. Boop!